I know y'all like, what is Tasha doing out? Hold on. My lips a little dry. I know y'all like, what is Tasha doing out on the late night, y'all? And I did not purposely mean to come out this late. It's just that my evening has been so busy, and this is my day for my Love is Blind review. So I'm gonna come on and give y'all the review. So shout out to the live watchers and shout out to the replay watchers that will see this. Okay, so Tasha is checking in with another video, and this video is going to be a review for Love is Blind season 7 episodes 5 through 7. Okay, so I'm gonna try to go as quickly as possible because I'm reviewing 3 episodes, so I don't want to be on here all night, but we got to get into it. I'm behind in the episodes and I want to give y'all the best that I got. Okay, so if it's your first time joining me, go ahead and like this video, comment in the comments section, and most importantly, subscribe to the Redefine Me channel. Okay, so let's get started with the review. Okay, so for all of y'all who do not watch this show, it is on Netflix. You can go on Netflix and you can watch it and follow along with me. Okay, so we're going to pick up from episode 4. Okay, so episode 5 opens up with Leo and Brittany. Hold on. Because it got interesting. Okay, so episode 4 picks up where Leo met Brittany. Okay, she writes a letter to Leo, which is a lie. Okay, Leo acting like he loved her and all of this. She gets emotional because she's crossed out a lot in the letter because of things that he has done. Okay, so they're in a pod and they're on their date. Okay, and she wrote a letter to Leo. She's crossed out some things in the letter to Leo because he has done a lot of things. So y'all know Leo was playing her and Hannah against each other. Okay, and now that Hannah has chosen Nick D, okay, now Leo is using her as a rebound, and she's just like, I don't know if I want to be with him. I crossed out some things I wrote because of that, but she ends up picking him anyway, and we're going to see that in a few minutes. Okay, Brittany feels like their connection was tainted. Okay, she feels like it was tainted because of Leo doing some foul stuff. What's going on, Empire Japan? Welcome to the live. Leo doing some foul stuff, so she felt like their relationship and their connection was tainted. Okay, Leo acting like he loves her and all of this. He starts reading this letter as well. He falls to his knees and he asks her to marry him. For the life of me, I don't know why they get on this show and they write these letters that sound like wedding vows. Why don't you wait until you're actually going to figure out if you're going to marry the person, then read vows at the wedding, okay? But they don't do that. They do this for the show, okay? Everything he said was full of crap. He's using Brittany as the rebound, okay? Thank you. I be trying to slay. So he asks her to marry him. She says yes. Okay. I would have said no to the proposal because of all the crap that Leo had put her through. She should have said no. But again, she wanted to be on this show. Okay. All of the drama and stuff, she still said yes to this man. Then we pan over to Hannah and Nick D. They are about to meet. Okay. So y'all know Nick D has asked Hannah to marry him. So they are about to meet for the first time. If I'm looking down, I take notes on this show. So that's why I'm looking down, okay? Make sure y'all go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. And most importantly, subscribe to the Redefine Me channel. I do a lot of great content over here, okay? So they're about to meet. Her fear is that he would not like what he sees. I told y'all before, Hannah is very self-conscious about her weight. She feels like that she is a thicker girl, and Nick has been putting 20 on 10, making it seem like he looked like the Incredible Hulk when we find out that he doesn't, and he isn't all that, okay? We're going to find that out on this episode, okay? So when the pods open, this is where it gets quite interesting. When the doors open for them to see each other for the first time, Hannah's face looked so displeased. She looked like she was expecting something totally different, and she was. What's going on, Psycho Square? Hello, hello, welcome to the live. She was expecting something totally different, and Nick D came out there, and he was a small frame guy. He was a little short. She even said she was expecting some muscular dude to come out and be at the reveal, okay? Because that's all she usually dates, okay? What else she say? Her face just looks so disappointed. Good morning. What's her sign? Is that how you say your name? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Make sure y'all liking this video, okay? So he's shorter than she thought, and she's just like, okay. He says that she's a blonde and he likes that. Then Nick tells us that he is actually a natural blonde. And I was like, oh my goodness, I could not imagine Nick being a natural blonde, but that's what he is, okay? Then we pan over to Ramses and Marissa, okay? She has flowers in her pod. Y'all know that flowers on this show signify that the man is going to ask you to marry him, okay? And so he said he woke up in tears because he is thankful for her. And I don't know how these people are thankful and so in love after only dating a person for maybe a week or two before they have to decide if they want to marry the person. But this is all optics. It's for the show. It is for, you know, clicks and views. And so this is what they do, okay? He says he wants someone who accepts him and he feels like she is that. And I think he says accepts him because if y'all have never seen Ramses, Google him. He is a very eccentric looking guy. He reminds me of Prince to me. He got curly hair and he has these whole outfits and stuff. I thought he was gay when I first saw him. However, he isn't. But he wants somebody to accept him for how he is and who he is. Okay. She says she feels like she won the lottery and is in love with Ramses. Okay. I don't see how that is, but she is. He asks her to marry him, and of course, she says yes to the proposal. Okay. We get to Leo and Brittany. Leo and Brittany got on my nerves, and I'm going to tell y'all why. Because they are full of crap, okay? They only wanted to get some FaceTime on this show. I think they wasted our time, and they wasted the time of other contestants that could have possibly been on the show, okay? So Leo is about to meet Brittany, and I'm going to tell y'all why in a minute, okay? Their meeting is so weird. That's how you know something crazy is about to happen. So they open up the doors for them to meet for the first time. She looks so scared. They were sitting off to the side. Now, most of the couples, when they meet, sit in the middle on the couches. They decided to pan off to the side. I don't understand why they were trying to get out of view of the cameras, okay? So they're sitting on the couch all to the side. And then they start saying that they love each other. They're so happy to see each other. I think both of it was a lie. They had a very dull reaction and interaction with each other, okay? He's the one that kept saying he loved her. Now, let me correct that. Because she did not say she loved him. And he said it's okay if she don't say it. He will give her time to say that he loves her. But I don't think she said it for a reason. Because she just wanted to get camera time and all of that. And be seen by the public and how many people that watch this show, okay? He wants her to say it, but he wants her to say it when she means it, okay? He kept talking about how hot she is. Oh, she's so hot. She's so this. She's so effing hot. He said that and everything. And I'm just like, Leo, calm down. So he is fixated on the beauty of her. Because Brittany is not an ugly chick. She just is a little ditzy and her morals are all off. And he ain't no better, okay? Then after they're meeting on the couch and they're talking, we get this excerpt, okay, words on the screen from the producers of the show. They tell us that Brittany and Leo wasn't chosen as one of the couples to go to Mexico. So y'all know after all the couples are chosen, they go on a honeymoon before the wedding to Mexico, okay, or to wherever they choose. They were not chosen as one of the couples to go to Mexico. They took their own trip to Miami and broke off their engagement weeks later. I was just like, they wasted our time, like I said, okay? They were not serious about one another. And before we got this excerpt, Nick and, I'm sorry, Brittany and Leo was saying how they wanted to go to Miami and plan their own trip to Miami. And I kept wondering, why do they keep saying that? They kept saying that because they were not one of the chosen couples and they were just playing in our face this whole time. So I'm glad both of them are gone, because Leo kept talking about his money all the time and Brittany was not really in it for him. When she saw him, I don't think she was pleased. This is why she said she didn't love him, because she didn't, okay? And I can appreciate the fact that she actually didn't say she loved him, that she was actually being honest about that, okay? But both of them were full of crap and they're off the show, okay? We get back to Ramses and Marissa, okay? They are about to meet for the first time. I don't know what that means. They're about to meet for the first time. Thank you for liking the video. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to my channel. They're meeting for the first time. They're happy to see each other, okay? They're really happy to see each other. She's really attracted to him. He's attracted to her, okay? They seem like they are very, they seem like both of them together is one of them very hippie black couples. You know, the ones that's very into spirituality and all that other crap that people get into when they're like that, okay? He almost forgot to give her the ring. They were so happy to see each other. And yeah, that was the end of their meeting, okay? The couples that are going to Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, okay? This is what they're about to do. This is season 5. And they're about to get ready to go to Mexico, okay? They are setting up in their rooms and everything. They're getting comfortable in Mexico. We get Tyler and Ashley. They're talking about to sex or not to sex, okay? She said she didn't have time for sex because she wanted to focus on life. So she's actually been on the celibacy journey, okay? And Tyler, I don't think he has been on one, but she says she hasn't had sex in a while because she's been focusing on herself, okay? Then we pan over to Hannah and Nick. Hannah is saying that he is handsome. I think she's lying. I think she's trying to convince herself that Nick is handsome. She actually was expecting somebody totally different, okay? They looked at each other. Hold on, y'all. So while they're together, they're looking at each other talking, and they decided between the both of them that they're going to keep their private time to each other, which they ended up breaking that rule, and y'all going to see why later. So they don't want the fact that if they have sex or if they have an argument or whatever they have to come out amongst the other couples, okay? But we are going to see how that's not going to work out in their favor, okay? He starts taking his shirt off, saying that he's hot, thinking that he's all that, and he isn't. His body is just average. If anything, it was a little flabby, okay? He just think he's all that. I don't know who told Nick D that he was everything, but some women in his past has really told him that he is the bee's knees, okay? Which he isn't. Moving on to the next couple, Alex and Tim, okay? She wears glasses. She says she needs them for reading. She couldn't really see him when she first met him because she didn't have her glasses on. And I was just like, well, dang, you that blind? You couldn't really see his features, okay? Moving on to the next couple. And this is them in Mexico. So I'm just giving you what they gave us. And these are like some of the parts are longer. Some of them are shorter, okay? The next couple is Ramses and Marissa, okay? Ramsey says he can't wait. Marissa, I'm sorry, says she can't wait for him to meet her sister. She said that Ramses is her type. She said their first kiss was amazing, okay? So Marissa is very happy, and Marissa is so happy that she just kept having sex. Like, she just kept sleeping with Ramses, and I'm just like, well, dag, I mean, I know y'all engaged, but you don't even know if you're going to say I do to this man before you up here jumping his bones. We get to the next couple, which is Steven and Monica, okay? He makes a toast to the Paz and to Mexico. They pour some champagne and they're toasting to that. He said he would have sex hold on, he said he would have sex, and she said hers is wax. She said she's a wax girl, and he says he's ready for the sex. Okay, moving on to Taylor and Garrett. They are walking on the beach. Okay, Taylor and Garrett, to me, is one of them couples that's like very nerdy and square, very awkward. Okay, they just seem very boring. All right, but we'll see if they will amp up in their relationship or what. So Taylor and Garrett is walking on the beach. Okay, they talking about meeting her parents. She said that they both have a dry sense of humor, which they do. I think they are very dry. He asks about her mom. She starts talking about her mom and doting on her mom, and she asks about his. He does the same thing. She says she is not good at asking for help. In that moment, I totally understood where Taylor was coming from. I'm one of them people in my past that was not very good at asking people for help. Okay, what's up? Flowers are the best. Love that name. How are you? Welcome to the live. We get to the next couple, which is Ashley and Tyler. Okay, they're in the pool. Okay, they're sharing wine. They looking real romantical. Okay, Tyler Tyler would think his family Tyler says that his family will know how she looked based off of how she looked, because she's normally the type of woman that he ends up picking and choosing anyway. Okay, he thinks that this was the best experience. She also thinks that Love is Blind has been a good experience for her as well. Okay, and then we move on from them to Alex and Tim again. Okay, she used to have a short temper, she reveals to him. She says she don't like repeating herself. He says he don't argue or yell. If he has to do that, then it's time for him to go. Okay, what's going on, LJ Cliff? They had a slight weird moment when they were revealing to each other what their little, tics was. I don't know what that was about. And then she was looking at him like he got on her nerves, because he kept saying, "That's my dog." Okay, and I don't know if he was referring to his literal dog. I think he was, but she didn't like the fact that he kept saying that. And I was like, girl, don't lose no sleep over him keep saying that. I didn't think it was a big deal, but she didn't like it. Then we pan to Hannah and Nick. Okay, she cried in the pod because she felt like she was getting beat down. Okay, she was talking about her experience with Leo. Okay, that he was just way too much, and she felt like she was getting beat down. Okay, she asked would he get her name tatted on him, and he says no. And I agree with Nick in this situation. I don't think, even if you're a married couple, do not attach somebody else's name on you. What if the relationship doesn't work out? Now you got this tattoo of this person's name on you, and now you got to get it covered up and everything. So I agree with Nick in that moment. I wouldn't get no tattoo either. Okay, Hannah said the girls talk trash about him, okay, in the women's quarters and everything. And Nick was looking like, wait, what? He said he can't wait to see all of the ladies. And even when he said that, it was a little cringy, like he was just trying to, get up with them and see how they looked and all of this. She tells him she wants to get her breasts done. Hannah is going to be an issue with him because she has a lot of insecurities, and all of those things are going to come stumbling to the front because Nick thinks he's hot stuff and she doesn't think she's pretty enough. So their relationship is going to end up being an issue, I believe, as we go on in the episodes. Hannah says she was shocked to see Nick. Okay, but she said she lied. She said he lied because he didn't look the way that she thought. She thought he was going to look like this big old muscular jock guy, and he didn't. Okay, then we get to Taylor and Garrett. He sleeps with tape over his mouth. I thought this was really weird. So he takes a piece of what is it, Scotch tape, and he puts it over his lips like that to sleep with. And I don't understand how that works. So is that supposed to stop him from snoring or something? I don't know. They didn't elaborate on why he does that, but it was really weird. Me and Taylor both thought sleeping with tape over your mouth is weird. Then we get to Ashley and Tyler. Okay, they're in the bed. They're getting ready for bed. They both pray together and everything. And then that's the end of their little segment. We pan over to Monica and Steven. She asks if he's nervous about sleeping with her. He said no, and they seem to be both comfortable sleeping together. Okay. Tim and Alex, we get to them. And all of the couples at this point is getting ready for bed, and this is what's happening, okay? Tim and Alex. He thinks it feels right with Alex. He says that, she's the one for him, and he is just really smitten by Alex, okay? Then we pan to Taylor and Garrett. He is showing her how to apply the tape over his mouth, okay? She's laughing. She can barely do it. She gets a kick out of it because she just doesn't understand why the tape, okay? He takes the tape off and he says, I'll leave the tape off for the first night. I was like, if it was me and that was my man, I'd be like, you're going to have to leave that tape off all the time because I just thought it was weird. Then we get to Marissa and Ramses, okay? They are both happy to be with each other, okay? They have already had the sex, and I was like, dang, y'all already had sex? That was quick. Y'all just got to Mexico. They had only been in Mexico at this point. I think it's day 2, and they've already had sex. And that wasn't the first time. Like, as soon as they touched down in Mexico, they was hunching like 3 times in a row, and I was just like, this is really quick and crazy to me. Then we get to Hannah and Nick. She gave him a nickname, okay? She calls him the Love Doctor. I don't know why Hannah decided to give Nick a nickname called the Love Doctor, because that's only going to hype him up even more, blow his head up even more, and make him think that he's all that in a bag of chips, okay? They're outside at this point. Now, this is the next morning, so they're not in bed anymore. This is the next morning. They're outside. She gives him the nickname, and he tells her he wants to go ride this duck that's over in the far distance. And she's like, why are you about to go ride a duck? Like, I don't understand that. So he says, well, come ride it with me. She says, I'm not riding no duck. So he runs over there. He rides the duck. She didn't want him to ride this duck. I don't know why this duck was such a trigger to her. But he gets over there. He gets on the duck. When he gets on the duck, there is an older Latina lady. And she's like, can I ride the duck with you? And so the lady gets on the duck besides Nick. And they start riding to a certain point in the sand, okay? Hannah is sitting back watching them and everything, and then when they finish, they give each other a high five and a hug and all that, and Hannah says, Hannah says something. She yelled out to Nick or something, and the lady goes and says, oh, she's jealous or something to that effect, okay? The lady was all in Nick's face, I will say that. If you see me off in the distance, okay, why would you be in his face? You don't know if that's my boyfriend, my husband, or what have you, okay? Now, in her defense, it could have been Hannah's brother, but because you don't know, don't be all up in no man's face, especially when a woman is around, okay? Nick thanked the lady, and hold on, I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. Nick thinks she was jealous of the lady too. He thought that Hannah was jealous. He didn't know why she was making a big deal out of riding the duck, and that is how that episode ended. And that was episode 5. Okay, so we're about to go into episode 6, and this is the title of this one was 6 Things I Hate About You. Okay, so the couples are waking up after the duck incident the next morning. Okay, we get Taylor and Garrett again. They are on a beach. Okay, she says that she is a surfer. She can surf. I could see that with Taylor, but then I kind of wasn't expecting it either. But she said she is a surfer. He said he is ready to change his life for her, okay? So he's really smitten by Taylor. He really likes Taylor and everything, and he said he is ready to change. She is that one woman that he would change for, okay? Then we get to Marissa and Ramses. They are taking dancing lessons. I think they're taking salsa dancing lessons, and they said they want to take some of those lessons again before they get married, okay? They said they feel good about each other, and they actually do look good together as a couple, okay? We get to Ashley and Tyler, okay? They are doing pasta making. They go out on a pasta making date, okay? Hold on. Okay, so Ashley tells Tyler she does not want her family and friends to interfere with their married life and ruin their married life. And I actually agree with her. I don't think that you should let your family, your friends up into your marriage, okay? Because they can up here, you can get mad and start talking to them about something, and you and your husband can fix the situation, or you and your wife can fix the situation. But these people that you talked to and was mad with your husband or wife about, they'll never forget it, and and you and the husband would have moved on to greater and greener pastures, okay? So I did agree with her. Keep your friends and your family out your married life. Okay. The next couple was Alex and Tim. Okay. They are shopping. Okay. While they're shopping, he sees this really nice hat. Now he loves the hat. Okay. Alex hated the hat. I think Alex is very negative sometimes with him, and y'all going to see in a minute why I already knew that this situation was about to erupt. Okay. So he brought this really nice hat and it looked really, really good on him. I was like, I like that hat. She hated the hat, okay, and I don't know why. Okay, she says she likes picking up on him. She needs to pick up on him with fashion. So she thinks that his fashion is trash and she needs to help him out with it, okay? She asks, what does marriage look like? He said he ain't worried, even though every day isn't going to be good. So he thinks marriage is going to be great with her. He's not worried about it, but he knows they're going to have challenges. But he says that he's looking forward to the marriage, okay? I think she's going to be a messy one. I don't think their marriage is going to work out at all, but we shall see what happens. So we pan on to the next couple, which is Monica and Steven, okay? They're going to get acupuncture. Now, if y'all don't know what acupuncture is, that's when they stick those, what's those things? Those little skinny needle looking toothpicks into your back or side or head or wherever you need it at. I never ever want to have it done because it looks really painful and it looks like it'll cause some damage, even though it's supposed to be soothing and relieve some things. I just don't want to deal with it. Okay, so they're getting acupuncture. Steven is getting it done. I would never. They're having the sex talk though in front of the acupuncture worker. I'm like, why y'all talking about y'all sex life in front of the dude that's doing acupuncture? Okay. She even put some in his head and shit, and the dude allowed her to put some in his back and stuff. I wouldn't have been able to even do that. Okay. They started talking about sex and boners and stuff, and I know the dude doing the acupuncture was like, why are they talking about this in front of me? Okay. So now we get to the part where the couples are about to meet each other, okay? And so Monica said that Nick D better look like what he has been talking about, okay? Because y'all know Nick D has been hyping himself up to all the ladies when they were dating in the pods. So Monica can't wait to see him, okay? Hannah said Marissa never shut up about Ramses. She said once she fell in love with Ramses in the women quarters, she was all talking about Ramses. So Hannah can't wait to see him. They think Garrett is going to look like Captain America. I don't know why, but they think that. Marissa is talking about Ramses almost every. Oh, so they finally meet the couples. Marissa starts talking about Ramses to the girls. Some of the girls are revealing that almost everyone has had sex. Hannah and Nick D has had sex, and I'm just like, really? But I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked or surprised. Hannah is talking to Marissa, and she is telling her about the duck ride. She obviously still has some feelings about this duck ride. I don't understand why. What else happened? Hold on. Okay. So the women all get together and they are all talking, and Marissa is getting rammed, they said, by Ramses. I'm just like, yeah, obviously they've been getting it in. Taylor and Garrett have not had sex. I'm not shocked with that at all. Both of them seem really scary, so they have not done anything. Monica says Steven is the best guy. Okay, Monica really likes Steven. Okay, Steven really likes Monica, but Monica is a spoiled brat, and I don't think she treats Steven right at all. Y'all gonna see why I say that. Taylor says she can't wait to get to know Steven more. Okay. I don't know why Taylor said that because Steven's not even her man, but we shall see why she said that. Nick starts talking about the duck ride again. Nick said Hannah wrote after the duck ride. Hannah was so upset she went in the room and she wrote down 10 things that she did not really care for about Nick. It was like a pros and cons list. And I'm like, Hannah, why didn't you do that before you said I do to the man? Hannah was writing down things like she was questioning their relationship relationship and the whole nine, and it just was ridiculous. All of a sudden, all the females pan over, and Marissa is sitting on top of Ramsey's lap, laying there. The girls is like, let Ramses breathe, okay? Ramses must have laid it down in the bedroom because Marissa is all over him when they're supposed to be mingling with all the couples, okay? Nick, in my opinion, got this chain on his white shirt. He is really feeling himself. He really think he's cute. I don't know who told him, okay? But I guess if you're going to hype yourself up, you, more than anybody else, needs to think that you are attractive, okay? Nick said not to tell about their private things, right? That's what him and Hannah agreed when they first got to Mexico. But he goes and starts talking about the 10 things that Hannah wrote to the guys, okay? So he contradicted himself right away, okay? The women put Nick in the hot seat. So they're doing each man in the hot seat. The women are sitting off to the side. They're asking each man to come over there. But they didn't ask him any questions. I was waiting for them to grill the mess out of Nick because the way that he was acting, you would have thought that he was like the best thing walking. So I thought they was going to question him, but they didn't. The next guy they put in the seat was Steven. Steven, they said that Monica said such good things about Steven. Marissa said we could go to a swingers club. And I don't know why Marissa brought that up. When Marissa said that, I said, this girl is a sex crazy individual. And she keeps going on and on about sex. She had sex with Ramsey and then she talking about they should all go to a swingers club. I'm like, no, ma'am, calm down. Turn the water hose on, okay? Tyler said Ashley makes him happy. He's in a hot seat. Next, he said he feels safe with Ashley, okay? Ramses is in the hot seat. Next, he said he loves how Marissa held his vulnerability. I thought that was pretty dope of him to say that in the pods. He said he loved that about her. Tim is next in the hot seat. He says he loves being out and about with Alex. He said he likes that about her. And then we get Nick. Nick is asking Hannah about the 10 pointers that she wrote down about him, okay? Because he's concerned. He's like, what are these things that you wrote about me and all of that? He is telling her that the lady meant nothing. It was just a simple duck ride. He's basically like, get over it, okay? She said she felt disrespected. My thing is, how the heck you feel disrespected, Hannah? All they did was ride a duck. The lady gave him a high five. I think she may have gave him a hug. I can see how maybe you felt disrespected, but I think she only felt that way because Nick is always hyping himself up to be this ladies' man, okay? He asked if she think he's delusional because one of the things she wrote down was that he's delusional, okay? And I thought, yeah, he's delusional about the way that he looks because he ain't all that, right? So then we get to Marissa and Ramses, okay? They talking about the other couples because we get off of Nick and them. Marissa just wants to have sex, child. I think they're back in the bedroom and all of the couples are now about to give their whole overview of the other couples. We pan to Steven and Monica. They're having a snack and they're talking about the other couples. He is saying, how he is great with for Monica and he's doting on her and everything. All of a sudden, Monica does the most rudest thing ever. She sits up here and she tells him, okay, stop talking. You're talking too much. I thought that was highly disrespectful and highly rude. First of all, you just got to Mexico with this dude 2 days ago. Y'all are in the honeymoon phases of seeing each other. This man is simply expressing himself to you and you tell him basically, for lack of better words, to shut up. And I was just like, well, dang. He then says, you know what, I am talking a little too much. Let me calm down and everything. And she says, yeah, I can't get a word in edgewise. Now, I'm going to just say this. All of the black women so far on this show is tripping out. Monica is no different, okay? She has this nice guy in Steven. He seems like he would cater to her, make her happy and everything, do what she wants, and he does do a lot for her, but she does not appreciate him, and I think it's really unfortunate that she's the type of person that gets to experience this good man. I hope she doesn't turn this good man into a sourpuss man or a bitter man. I really hope that doesn't happen. Then we get to, okay, hold on. She then said that Alex and Tim had a weird vibe. Okay, that's what Monica then says. I wouldn't have had no more words for Monica if she told me to shut up. And so he goes and gets her slippers, y'all. Okay. And he's getting her slippers for her. She's putting her slippers on. She's going to take advantage of this man. She's going to run all over top of him because he seems like he just wants to please her all the time. And she seems very rude and inconsiderate to him. Okay. But we shall see how that goes. So Hannah and Nick is still going to talk about this list, y'all. We pan over to them. Hannah is acting like the girl. Hannah's acting like I forgot the girl's name from last season that was paired up with Jimmy. Okay, I don't know what Hannah's problem is, but she's very insecure. That is the problem, really. He said he is not the only one who is delusional and walked off. So Nick really wants to tell her, listen, you a little on the curvy side, a little on the thicker side. So I'm not the only one that's delusional. You the one that's delusional. Okay. Then he walks away. I thought that was rude. You should be mature enough to have a conversation. Then we pan to Alex and Tim. Tim knocked on the door and they sat down. Okay, so this is the next morning. Tim knocks on Alex's door, and I was thinking to myself, why is he knocking on the door? Don't they live in the same hotel? Okay, but not so. He knocks on the door and he sat down. As soon as he sat down, both of their energies was off. So I didn't know what was going on. I was like, what is going on? What happened? Okay. He said he felt disrespected. Okay. He said he felt disrespected. She covered his mouth. She said, he just kept yelling though. So what's going on is that they must have had some type of argument or disagreement after the couples meeting up the previous day, okay? But the producers did not show us their argument. So all we're doing is going off of the conversation that is happening now. So when he knocked on the door, he did not sleep in that hotel room that night with her. So he's now having a conversation with her about their argument, okay? He says that his love language is listening and she wasn't listening to him. They both apologize, okay? Hold on. Yes. They both apologize. He said he tried to remove himself and give himself space. So that's why he did not stay with her the night before, okay? He said the line was crossed. He said she crossed the line. She covered his mouth. She was yelling. She probably got real animated, okay? I don't know what the disagreement or argument was about, but she probably got turned up, okay? And he didn't like that, okay? He said he was coming to tell her that he wasn't coming back. Like he was going to be done with her. He said she called him out his name. I said, oh my goodness, what was this argument about? You called the man out his name, really? He says he has to get back to a place where he can see her as his wife and mother of his children. Like, Tim was over it. And I don't blame Tim because I don't want to be disrespected, yelled at, cursed out, called out my name by somebody who claims that they love me and accepted a marriage proposal and wants to be with me. He was like he was really going to be done with her. She said she think they should sleep in separate rooms until they can come back together and have the connection that they once had. He said he really honestly had came to end the relationship, and she was just standing there looking crazy because what could she say? She acted like a donkey in front of this man that she is on the second day with in Mexico and that she's supposed to be marrying. And that was the end of episode 6, okay? Whew. This is why I review this show one episode at a time, okay? But let's keep it moving. This is the last episode I'm going to review. This is going to be episode 7. Thank y'all for joining me, replay watchers, and whoever comes on the live. Thank y'all so much. Go ahead and click that like button. Comment in the comment section what couples got on your nerves. Comment if you're watching this show this season. It's about to get real spicy on this episode 7. So let's get into it. Okay, so Hannah and Nick, it opens up with them, okay? It's saying that what they need to work on. They're talking to each other, okay? He said he needs to think twice before he says stuff, okay? She said she needs to be less of a B word and more patient, okay? So both of them are realizing that they do have some red flags that they both need to work on and all of this, okay? We get to Marissa and Ramses, okay? They're on a boat. They're going on a boat. Marissa is excited because, as y'all know, she was in the Navy. So she loves the sea. She loves the boats. He was taking a picture of her And I have to go to San Lucas, Mexico, because the scenery in the background of her picture was absolutely stunning. Okay, it was very beautiful. It looked very nice. We get to Tim and Alex. Okay, he is talking about the aftermath. She didn't know that he was that upset, okay? But yes, he was that upset. You disrespected this man. Did you think he was just going to get over it that quick? Um, he thought he was going to go home. Actually, he was so upset. But he said he's willing to forgive and see if they can move on past that. Okay, I thought that was big of him, because depending on how the argument went, I would have probably went home too. But we don't know because the producers didn't show us the argument. She said that she loves him, but the argument has had it a little tense around them. Of course it did, especially if it got so heated that y'all was, you were arguing with him, covering his mouth, calling him out his name. I can see why it would be tense. We're going to get down to Ashley and Tyler. That's the next couple. They have decided to go ride camels. I would love to ride a camel. That seemed like it would be so fun. She said she would marry him tomorrow. Okay, Ashley is just really in love with Tyler. Tyler's in love with Ashley. Okay, she said she would marry him tomorrow. But Tyler got some mess, and I'm gonna tell you at the end what he got going on that has leaked out into the YouTube streets. Okay, about him. Um, he says they're trying to figure out how the holidays would look. They said they would split it between families and they would come up with their own traditions. Okay, we pan over to Hannah and Nick. Okay, they are going to do some bungee jumping for their activity. Ain't no way I'm never ever ever going to do no bungee jumping. But Hannah and Nick is going to do the bungee jumping, and they actually did it. And I was just like, oh my God, if I had a bungee jump, soon as I went over, pee, throw up, everything would come out because I couldn't do it. We pan to Taylor and Garrett. They are doing a glass making class, okay, which is typical of their behavior. That's boring. Then we get to Monica and Steven. Monica is questioning his actions. Making a let me see what I wrote. Okay, Monica is questioning Steven's actions matching his words. Okay, her love language is gifts. Now she has told Steven several times that she wants flowers. I want flowers. I want flowers. They're in Mexico though. Y'all are on vacation. So you think this man is supposed to wake up in the morning on vacation and have flowers waiting in the room for you? I didn't understand what her point was with this, but she said her love language is gifts, and so she's up here reminding him that you haven't given me flowers yet. Okay, he says gifts is his last love language, so they're going to have an issue with that because he's the type of person that's not going to really be up to giving gifts and stuff like that. Okay, she says she doesn't want finances to put space between them. Okay, so I don't know what that is about. I think maybe she makes more money than him. I'm not sure, but she's big on the finance things, not putting no space between them. She sounds very needy in this moment, and again, like I said, Steven seems like he is going to be bending over backwards to make this lady happy, and this is really sad in my opinion. He said he doesn't want to disappoint her. And I'm like, seriously, dude, you were walking on eggshells for this lady. I just don't get it, okay? But he didn't want to be forced into doing things. So now she's thinking he wants to back out of the marriage because he's saying he don't want to be forced into doing stuff. And that's not what he's saying at all. She is pressing him out. Like, do you want to get married? Are you having second thoughts? Are you having second thoughts? She kept asking him. And he's just like, no. And then she kept saying, you are. And just being really annoying. Okay. I think Steven got his work cut out for her. And I honestly don't think they're going to make it. Next couple is Alex and Tim. Okay. They decided to do ATV riding. Maybe this ATV riding can break some of the tension from their argument, okay? They pull up on the beach. Tim said he still loves her and wants to start anew, okay? So I'm like, okay, well, maybe they're going to be okay. I don't know. I hope so. But if they're not, Tim, I would totally understand. So now we pan to the couples. The couples are getting together for dinner. Steven stayed behind to talk to Garrett. Now, while they were getting together for dinner, fireworks erupted in the sky, right? And Monica wanted Steven to come see the fireworks, right? But Steven said that he was in the middle of talking to Garrett, he would be right there. Now, the conversation went on for a little bit, and so he missed the fireworks, right? After the fireworks was over, Monica comes back and says, that was so romantic. But she was being so sarcastic because he missed the fireworks. I'm like, what's the big freaking deal? The dude missed the fireworks. Who gives a crap? It's some lights in the sky. Like, why are you acting like he missed y'all first child being born or something? Like, she does too much. She's starting to get on my nerves, right? So Steven is apologizing to her for missing the fireworks. It's not that deep to me, but she thought it was. Steven is talking about being tempted by women that will want to suck his D. I didn't understand where that came from. I think at that point, Steven had too much to drink because he was talking to Taylor about something like that. And I'm just like, what in the world? Now, Monica was sitting there, but he was talking to Taylor about it. And then Monica decides to get up and leave. And he keeps talking to Taylor about something so vulgar. Now, I'm thinking he must have been drunk, okay? He is saying his feelings for Monica is real, and he's telling Taylor that. We pan down to Tim and Alex, okay? She said she isn't going to cook every night. He said he's cool with it because they have DoorDash. So he seems to be, like, I don't care if you cook or not, long as it's some food that comes to the door. We panned into Monica and Steven. She is annoyed that he buttons his shirts before he folds them. So now it's another thing that he can't do right to please Queen Monica because she gets mad that he buttons his shirts. What's wrong with the man buttoning his shirts, then folding them? I don't understand that. But she made a big deal out of that. She is going to be the one. She's going to be the one. If Brittany would have stayed on the show, Brittany would have been the one that got on my nerves. But Monica's going to be the one to get on my nerves because she thinks that her feet is supposed to walk on rose petals or something. Then we get to Taylor and Garrett, okay? She thanks him for going at her pace and not pressuring her to have sex with him and everything. Okay, so after that, the couples have come to the end of their trip, and they are all preparing to leave, and they are going to DC. Okay, my hometown. Okay, they are arriving in DC, and that's where they are staying for the period of time until they find out if they want to marry each other. Okay, so this is when they start living with each other, and this is when it starts to get quite interesting. Okay, so we get to Hannah and Nick. She says she doesn't like cushions on the couch. I don't know why that was a big deal. She's kind of psycho. Cushions give the couch some type of flavor. I don't know anybody who just likes a flat couch, okay? And Nick thought that was weird too. She doesn't think that he would take the trash out unless she asks. She has another insecurity. It's like how you passing judgment on a guy. You've never lived with him. You don't know if he's going to take the trash out without you asking or not. And he says, do you actually think I would finish something, see the trash is full, put it in the trash and just walk away, She thinks that she is more mature than him. And that may very well be a little true, but at the same time, don't judge a book by its cover. You did say I do to this man, knowing everything that you know about him from the past. So don't act like you're better than him, okay? Let's see. Neither one of them can cook. Hannah and Nick gonna starve. Because Nick said he can make some cereal, and she said she can make a salad. And I was like, okay, so y'all can't cook. That's what we came to the conclusion of. Then we get to Monica and Steven, okay? She brought up the flowers again. She brought it up like 3 times. She kept saying, I don't have flowers. I don't have flowers. Look, I like flowers too, okay? But my husband, he don't get me flowers all the time, so I'm cool with that. It is what it is. Sometimes I'll go and buy some flowers to brighten up the room or the house or whatever because I want to do it. But he don't freaking have to do it all the time, and I don't feel no way about it. But obviously, it's a big deal to her. She is strange. She's very strange, and she's going to drive him crazy. Okay. We get to Taylor and Garrett. Okay. They are at their room and they're about to look at each other's social media. They are both boring, as I said, because all Garrett had on his social media was fishing. He loves to spearfish. That is what he loves doing his quality time. But I didn't think his Instagram was going to be full of fish. I thought he was at least going to have a picture of his family or a friend or something, but nope, all fish. Okay, all fish for him. We get to Tim and Alex. She likes to cuddle and he doesn't, okay? I don't blame Tim at all because I love to cuddle sometimes, but sometimes I like for my husband to be on his side and me to be on my side, and we have our own separate spaces, okay? But obviously Alex wants to cuddle, but when you're in a marriage, it's about give and take. So I believe Tim is going to cuddle with her sometimes. We get to Ashley and Tyler. They both love the same temperature in the room, which I think is awesome because me and my husband both love the same temperature as well. If he was hot nature and I was cold nature, I don't think it will work. And I think that's something when you're dating, you need to ask the person, like, what's your temperature for the room? They both like the same temperature. They're praying again before they go to bed. Oh, hold on. Okay, they're praying before they go to bed, right? But I found out, okay, that Tyler has an issue, okay, and she's going to find out later. Tyler happens to have, now this lady came out and she did a video, right, and she said that Tyler was her friend and Tyler ended up giving his sperm to her and her girlfriend so that they can be able to be parents, okay. Then all of a sudden it turns out that her and Tyler slept together on their own and ended up having twins. So Tyler has 3 kids out here in these streets that she is saying that he does not claim, okay. So Tyler, we're gonna keep both of our eyes on you, okay, sir, because I believe it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out on this season, okay? Fast forward on the next episodes when I come to y'all with it, okay? So we get to Marissa and Ramses. They're talking about wedding planning, okay? She thinks a man should help with the wedding. Well, I don't know what's wrong with Marissa. Marissa is kind of out of this world because what man wants to help with the wedding? No man I know, okay? Marissa wants everything to be in black. Not only is this girl kind of out of her mind, she is a little demonic, okay, with the way that she sees things and the way that she appears and the way that she says certain stuff, because she wants stuff in black, and it's just ridiculous. Ramses was like, that's so dark, and we're going to get married in a church, right? Like, why would you want to have all black in a church setting, okay? He grew up in church, right? Y'all know. Hold on. What was that? Okay. He grew up in church. And so when she says certain things, he knows that something is wrong because the Bible says, train up a child in the way that they should go. And when they are old, they will not depart. Okay. He knows something is off with this girl, but because he is falling so far from Christ, he will not call her out on some of the stuff. And y'all going to see what I mean a little later. Okay. Now we get to Taylor and Garrett. Okay. They are driving to meet his family. And the family lives out in Fredericksburg, Virginia. When they pulled up on that house, boy, that house was laid. It was absolutely a beautiful, beautiful house, okay? Mom says that Garrett is the master mixologist, okay? He's the one in the family that makes up all the drinks, okay? The sister asks, why does her parents not want to be a part of being on camera and the experience, okay? So apparently Taylor's parents is like, get that camera out of my face. We don't want to be a part of this, okay? Taylor says that her family does support her. They just don't want to be on camera. What else happens? Okay. She then goes and tells the family that they are compatible. They have like the same similar tattoos. They were both science majors, things to that nature. Okay. The mom looked like she was about to cry the whole time while Taylor was explaining why they are compatible, because his mom is one of them boy moms that just can't let go. Okay. And she actually did start crying. It felt like Taylor was on a job interview or something, because the family was just standing there in her face and they was just asking all these questions. religious. It's like, why didn't y'all sit down, get some food, and have a conversation? Like, y'all don't have to just be standing, staring at this lady, asking all these questions, okay? Then we get to Marissa and Ramses, okay? Ramses is cooking with his greasy hair out. Now, he's in their apartment that they're sharing together in D.C. She is gone to work. Ramses cooking, and he has so much grease in his hair. I thought he had put some oil in his hair from the food. I'm like, why is your hair so oily, Ramses? So Marissa comes to the door, okay. She's happy to see him and everything like that. I guess he cooked some type of pasta dish because she said the noodles were kind of hard, okay. Then they start discussing the wedding again. She says that the officiant needs to be a female. Now, these are the issues with Marissa that I say she needs to go to church and have a relationship with God because she does not have one, and Ramses doesn't really have one where it probably used to be, but it's deep down inside and you can tell with him when she says certain things. She says the officiant for the wedding has to be a female. She says she wants the wedding to be more spiritual. I don't understand what that means. And then she's going to say something that really hurt my heart and was very troubling. She says that God can take a back seat. How unbelievably sad. Why would you ever tell God to take a back seat in your life? What if God said, okay, I'm going to take a back seat and I'll wake you up this morning? But she sits up here and is so far from any type of religious beliefs, it's ridiculous. Let's see. She said she was brought up in the Mormon church, I believe, and so she had to deal with some of the white beliefs. And then she says she isn't against religion, but the stuff that she talks about, the way that she acts, she's into the spirituality, astrology, earth symbols, and moon risings, and all this other stuff. She wants to wear black to her wedding. She says God can take a back seat, but then she says she's not against religion. She actually is against religion with all of the stuff that she's saying. Okay, he said he grew up in the church and in the ministry, and I can very well see that because he be staring at her sometimes like he wants to say something to her about what she's saying, but then he doesn't. And I'm like, look, hold her to the fire. He then said when he dies, and this was such a juvenile conversation for someone who grew up in ministry. He said when he dies, he don't think that God would judge him for questioning the Christian faith or questioning him, okay? She thinks that God will accept them both just because off the strength that they're good people. No, Marissa, you cannot be further from the truth and further wrong. God is not going to just accept you or anybody else just because they're a good person. You must believe in Jesus Christ, that he hung, bled, and died and rose from the grave on the third day for your sins. You cannot sit up here and just say, oh, he's going to accept us because we're good people. That's not the way it works. With that type of thinking, you're going to go straight to hell because that is not the way it works. And I ain't judging them, but this is just facts. Read your word if you're not sure about what I just said, okay? What else? She doesn't support what the... Oh, hold on. Let me make sure I don't forget nothing. Yeah, he knows the truth, but he is just bending for her, which is a sad situation, okay? She says she doesn't support what the military does in other countries, okay? Now, y'all know she was in the military, but she doesn't support all of the things that the U.S. military did in other countries, okay? She thinks that the U.S. military bullied some of these other countries sometimes. He said that... He said that you sign up for the military, though. So you know that they're bullies. You know the stuff that they do to these other countries, but you still choose to sign up for it. So he was kind of making her, judging her on being in the military and making her feel a certain way. I agree with him to a certain extent, but at the same time, don't pass judgment on that. She could have signed up to pay for her tuition or whatever. You just don't know, you know. She says she feels judged for being in the military, okay? And I knew that was going to come. She says she is trying to... she feels like she's trying to hype up the good for the military in front of him, and he says he doesn't want her to feel judged or nothing like that, okay? Hold on, y'all. I flipped the wrong page. Okay. they get in a conflict over the military, and he says that he just doesn't like the military. He doesn't stand for the military. So the military is the deal breaker for him, but not the fact that she talks about God in a way saying that God could take a back seat. I don't understand that. Ramses is confusing, and yeah, they're probably going to work, but I don't know, because as we get to episode 8, which I'm going to do on next week, you will see how their conflict begins to get even deeper about her and the military. Okay, and so that was the end of episode 7. All right, y'all. So thank you all so very much for hanging in there with me, because I went through episode 5, 6, and 7 so we could get caught up on Love is Blind. If this is your first time joining me, welcome, welcome, welcome to the Redefine Me channel. I'm normally not out here this late on the YouTube streets, but I had so much going on earlier, and this is why I'm just now doing this live. Okay, if you have not done so already, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and go ahead, replay watchers, drop in the comments what y'all think about some of these couples. Which couple y'all think is not going to make it? Which couple y'all think is going to make it? Okay, and I'm going to come to y'all on next Monday with episode 8 and 9. I'm going to aim to do 8, 9, and 10, but I'm definitely going to do 8 and 9. Okay, I may be able to squeeze 10 in there so we can get caught up on these episodes. Okay, thank y'all for joining me. I will be out here tomorrow live, probably around maybe 4 o'clock, and I'm going to do the lunchtime language, which is going to be current events and hot topics. Okay, because we got some stuff that we need to talk about. Okay, I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for joining me until we meet again. Bye.